Hey, Trent, nice to chat again.
Nicole, we're back. The last interview we did broke records. So today we're going to continue aspiring to defeat the algorithm and add value to the audience listening.
That's exactly it. So, you know what? You left corporate America. You talked all the time about all the successes you were attaining in sales. And so now what's going on right now? Where do you stand right now?
Yeah, Nicole, it's an interesting question because I did not leave voluntarily from corporate America. I was executed from corporate America. I was taken out deliberately, and I'm glad it happened. And I think it was the best thing to have ever happened. I was fired for a non-performance related issue. I won't get into the nuance here today, but yeah, it's been about 4 months since I've been out of the quote unquote workforce. And many months before that happened, I was very intentional with communicating to my audience and to everyone I associate with. Hey, you simply cannot be dependent on a W 2 income because you're at risk and it's incredibly volatile to be an employee. Everyone's expendable from the frontline intern to the top level CEO, and anyone can be taken out at any point. And if you aspire to continue climbing the corporate ranks, respect, but really question if you were to lose your income tomorrow, how would you sustain your existence? What is your current burn rate monthly? What are your fixed expenses? How much savings do you have? How much non W 2 income do you have that you are generating on your own? What is your capacity to grow it? So these are all things that I was focused on for years before my tenure in corporate America ended. And really today, I'm just focused on being opportunistic. And I don't see myself returning to corporate America unless I quite literally lose everything. That's the level I'm now at. So we're just trying to capitalize on opportunity.
That's what I was going to ask you if you ever saw yourself going back. But once you're on your own, it's really hard to go back. It's really
It's
hard to go back.
they do such a good job with building this brand and this prestige around, oh, I work at this top tier tech company, and everyone can associate me and my identity in connection with this corporate structure. And it's very appealing. And even for me, I find myself thinking at times, well, hey, if I could go work at like an open AI or just one of these really cutting edge AI companies, that could be pretty cool. And then I quickly remind myself, well, I would have approximately zero say in the direction of the company. I would have absolutely no ownership. I would be at just much as much risk as I was previously. Maybe there's a little bit more upside. It would be cool to gain the experience. So I highly recommend everyone listening, you got to capitalize on your existing job, do the best you possibly can, maximize your income, your build connections, gain experience and that skill set so that you can then produce on your own. Because if I can't have ownership in it, it's just simply not worth it, because that's the only way to actually create true wealth if that's your objective, which is mine. So you need to have ownership, and you got to be able to go produce and create value for others, which is super abstract. And I know you talk a lot about cold calling and customer acquisition, and it really starts and ends there.
And you hit on something. You said build those connections while you're there, right? Build those connections because those connections will follow you wherever you go if they're good, solid connections. So that's really key, I think. That's good. So what are you doing right now?
Right now, I'm making content. I'm trying to tell the truth. I'm trying to help people. And that's really what I'm doing. I'm focused on my health, my fitness, being in the best shape I can, and also on trying to understand where is the opportunity for me to capitalize on. And right now, I have built distribution on multiple social channels, primarily YouTube and LinkedIn. So I continue to create content that is valuable, entertaining, whatever it may be to others. And a percentage of the audience members, I will be able to convert to a paid offering to continue to expand our relationship, grant them more intimate access to myself and specialized information that they're willing to pay for so that they can achieve objectives of their own. Because you can give away all the best content, all the free information in the world, but the reality is most people will not take it as serious as if content that there's something on the line. Primarily they're invested money. So if you invest money into something, you're much more likely to take it serious. and actually see it through. So that's why I think it's important for all creators that have messages and information of value to figure out that path to monetization so that you can better serve your audience.
And I like that. It's true because look, as an example, working with a personal trainer, right? You put in that money and it costs a lot of money. You put that money in, you're going to work that much harder than if you don't put that money in. And you show up whether you don't feel like going
You're
and
not
you're
skipping the
having an
gym.
off day, you have no choice. So it is so key. It is so key. And you don't know what you're going to expect either. So I fully feel what you're saying. 100%.
You got to make commitments and invest in yourself as a person. And it's definitely a great way to grow because a lot of people are worried about, let's say, inflation, but you're
Mm-hmm.
more worried about buying wasteful consumer items than you are about investing in yourself. Like, when is the last time you have invested in yourself? And if you invest in yourself, learn and grow and increase your capacity to generate more income in the market, that doesn't get out inflated. You don't just learn something, gain experience, and it goes away. You have that forever. So now is the time to truly invest in yourself.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So, you know what? I'm going to continue to follow you and figure out what your next steps are because you're really inspirational. I think, you help a ton of people face their obstacles, make them feel like they can do whatever, be persistent, just like when you're picking up the phone to cold call, right? It's all there. And you're an interesting guy, right? That's why I like speaking with you. Really interesting guy. And I know you're going to do some really cool things. So keep going. And is there any last few words you want to share with anyone, with my audience?
Yeah, I really think that now is the time to just take a true audit and inventory of where you're at in life and just look in the mirror and say what is going well and what's not going well. And it's something that I'm focused on daily. I log in my journal. What are my goals? What am I working on? What am I thinking about? And how do I continue to take accountability for the good and the bad? Because it's so easy to just brush off the things that you don't like and place blame on external circumstances. It's the market's fault. It's their
Mhm.
fault. Oh, if only I had this, that. And I just think a lot of people are in the business of excuse making and less focused on taking true accountability and responsibility for everything in their life. And the more focused you can be, because it's not just you are or you aren't. It's not binary. It's always a process of being that thing in every circumstance and situation. And that's personally what I'm focused on. And it's something that I want to bring more focus on and to other people because I think a lot of people are just reacting their way through life and finding excuses and just have no clarity as to where they're going and what they're working on. So the final message would just be find more things you can take accountability for and just keep getting better.
Just follow your purpose and figure out what that purpose is for sure. And it changes over time, right? That's just how it goes. Thanks so much.
Yeah, Nicole, it's always a pleasure.